to get the history here.
Hi, Nick.
Hey, Greg. Hey there, beer viewers. Welcome back to Beer Analysis 101 with your host, Macwell Star. Tonight on BA 101, we are going to do Woodhouse Brewing's IPA beer. Ooh, fancy shit. All right. Speaking of fancy, if I can get my fucking camera to focus on the right thing.
I think your camera's a Toronto Maple Leafs fan that doesn't want to.
We got three viewers and 4 dislikes already. So we're doing a Toronto beer.
Yeah. Hey, we can win at something.
They're up 3-1 right now, and after the end of the first period, and the Jets there.
Jeez.
Anyway, so without further ado, let's talk to the Toronto fan here. Hi, Ashley.
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing today?
I'm doing fine. I'm a Leafs fan. Whatever. You know, they suck. It's not me. It's not me. It's not me who sucks. You know, I'm not out there.
Why should I change my team? You're the one that sucks.
Toronto hasn't won a Stanley Cup since the Schlesinger Stonecron descended from the heavens 4.3 trillion years ago. Blah, blah, blah.
It's been a long time, right? So, I'm doing great.
Fun fact is my dad was at the final game.
You told us last week.
That's funny.
I'm just telling you again, just in case you forgot.
He's also in his 80s, isn't he? Anyway, so let's move along to...
He's not well, but still, he got to see the Maple Leafs win the cup. So
right. Anyway, so Radar, how you doing tonight?
Radar is doing fine and dandy. A little bit tired because I work a lot like a Southern bell whore.
Are you starting to talk to yourself, talk about yourself in the third person, Radar?
Radar is here and happy. I am not being controlled by Microsoft.
It's like, I am Santos. Anyway.
Good old William Gates.
No, just
all right.
William.
Good Lord.
No, I'm doing same shit.
Awesome.
Well, new job.
Oh yeah,
I like.
Did talk about that
at the
Volkswagen. That's Auto. Jawohl. All right.
Buying the new Volkswagen Steingraber.
9. Und Waren. All right, let's go over to Greg. Hi, Greg.
You notice I'm not wearing an albino rhino shirt. I'm wearing a purple shirt. Happy Pride Month, everyone. Here at the Nick Lowe Beer Review, we support you no matter what you do with your genitalia.
He's wearing a shirt. Should we wear our shirts all the colors in the rainbow there?
Yeah, I thought I had a purple albino rhino shirt, but I couldn't find it, so I just threw this shirt on. So there we go. It's, I don't know, inspired.
Didn't you have like a purple albino rhino sex fest shirt? That would have been appropriate, actually.
That was blue. That was blue, Nick. That would be blue. That would be for masculine month, whatever month that is.
Okay.
Every other month, pretty much.
Yeah, whenever we're supporting like white males, that'll be the one I wear on.
Everybody deserves to get or give the horn.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, do what you want with your genitals. As long as you're having fun, it's all good, right, Nick?
Yeah, I don't care what you do. Just wash your hands after.
That's really good advice.
Yep. All right.
Anyway, otherwise I'm good. I'm excited to do this beer, which I didn't bother doing any research. I think I've had it before, but I don't remember. And and Arnold's locked up because he's already been a naughty boy. So
asshole.
Not an asshole. He's just very exuberant, and he doesn't like you, Nick.
Yeah, you got to be checking. You have had this before a couple of years ago. Should do your research, Craig. All right, so
I should. I'm unprofessional.
All right, I know I've had it before, but I haven't tapped it. Without further ado, let's get down to who Woodhouse is. So there's really not much to say. I mean, they have a very brief history, so it's short tonight. Woodhouse Brewing opened in summer of 2014, founded by former Labatt employee Graham Woodhouse, launching with their Woodhouse Lager, 5% ABV all malt lager lager that was first brewed in contract space at Cool Brewing in Etobicoke. Hi, Greg.
Hi,
Nick. Woodhouse followed the lager up with Woodhouse Stout in 2015, the IPA and Wheat Ale in 2017, the APA and ESB in 2018. In 2019, the brewery moved into the former location of Lot 30 Brewers in 2019, opening up their brew pub in November. So, Woodhouse IPA is a 6% ABV, 55 IBU, West Coast style IPA, launched in March of 2017. Woodhouse won bronze in the IPA category with this beer at the 2019 Ontario Brewing Awards. Ooh, fancy shit, like I said. All right, so focus. Alrighty, so without further ado, let's go down to let's talk to Ashley for a second. Say, what's your history with this beer, if you have any?
So I had this beer in 2017. So obviously, based on your history, that's when they released this. I had no idea that they had actually moved into their own facility. That was sort of came as surprising. And it's funny that they're like everything about their beers is exactly the same as it was back in 2017. Like all their labeling, everything's the exact same. So that's why I just assumed that they were still a contract brewery because nothing had changed. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
anyways, that's my history. I've had a few of their beers. They tend to stick to styles quite closely from my experience, but I mean nothing remarkable.
well, I mean, one thing I'm thinking of is like, where do they get the volume to distribute that far? Like, if they opened up in Lot 30 Brewers, and Lot 30 Brewers have a brewing system that big enough to supply the whole country, that I couldn't really find a whole lot of details on Woodhouse. That's the only really problem.
Yeah,
and
really
I'm kind of wondering, maybe they're still brewing on contract space at Cool for the volume.
Maybe that could be the case. I'm not too sure.
All right. Let's go over to Radar and say, what's your history with this beer? You have any?
The Woodhouse IPA I've had before. This would have been a couple of months ago, actually, while we were just drinking here on, I think, playing golf or something. Usually when I go to the LCBO, I take a whole bunch of everything, as long as most of the time IPAs. And Woodhouse I have bought before. I don't remember if it was good or not, so we'll see it again tonight.
Nice. All right, let's go.
I think there's another Woodhouse at the LCBO, but I never.
Yeah, it's like Woodhouse Stout.
It's not APA.
There's an APA. There's the lager. There's the stout.
Yeah, I can't remember, but there's another one that I just always pass by, and for some reason I never.
Yeah,
but I probably will next week or whenever, if on Friday night when I get hammered.
Nice. All right.
When he gets hammered.
Yes, in the 7 levels of drunkenness, I'll probably be about number 5. You know, absolutely plastered.
Newscasted.
Well, yes, and
No,
I have
completely newscasted is number 6. Number 7 is clinically dead.
Right.
Wow.
Anyway, let's go over to Greg again and say, Greg, what's your history with this beer? I know you have one.
I had this beer once before on February 24th, 2018. Now let's expand the range a little bit and say, what have I had from this brewery other than this beer? And the answer is nothing. So that's excitement for you. Now, I've drank IPAs before, so that's something about my history, and I like IPAs. What do you think about IPAs, Nick? Are they good beers?
Generally.
I like double IPAs because it makes you get drunk faster.
I've been searching solely for double IPAs a lot lately, so whatever.
I love double IPAs, but I'll admit that. Hold on. There we go. That was just the bicycle that's going by at a really quick speed. It is difficult nowadays to find a good just double IPA. You got a lot of New England style IPAs, which is fine if you like that style, but I generally don't like double New England style.
Oh, I think we broke.
I just
Greg.
lost you guys.
No.
Am I still here?
You're here,
Yeah,
sort of.
We can hear you, but
You guys hear me still?
You
My
see your
internet's-
armpit.
it's your Camaro that's working. That's not working right.
It's your Camaro that's not working.
No, the
Oh, that
Camaro.
would be-
The Camaro. The thing that films.
Anyways, that's enough. My internet just went wonky, but I think I'm back. Yeah, that's all for me. IPAs are great. I think that's what we've decided here.
Yay. All right, so let's go over to me. What's my history with this beer? Well, I'm trying to think. When's the first time I ever had a Woodhouse beer? The Albino Rouse sent me Canada Stout 4 years ago in 2017. So, I mean, I thought that one was really freaking good. The next time I could have sworn I had a Woodhouse beer. I think they were at one of the Albino Rounder Beer Fest, like one of the last ones. and I can't remember which one, but I remember I'd have to go back and look. I in the last like 3 years, I've been really terrible at what I'm putting on tap, which means that I don't remember what I've had. So other than that, no, I have had a couple of cans of this so far, and actually, well, I don't want to give too much away for it, but I've let's just say that I've had a couple of cans of this, so we'll just leave it at that. Anyway, so let's see who wants to read comments.
I'll do it. Sure.
All right.
Let's start off with the first. It was Base Ment or Base Ment. That's I'm guessing that's Jeff. Jamie. Hi, Nick. And he said, raining on your parade. Said, you guys make Canada proud. Yes, we do. Schlechtecron to Stonercron replied, do we ever? And then he said, what everyone drinking? And then I said, hey, Jeff. And then the base meant just a coffee tonight, doing some OT, which I'm guessing is overtime. Raining on your parade, said definitive orbit DIPA 8.3. Ooh. Biolog said working from home means no reason to not drink 24/7. Lee Russelius said, or Lee Russell said, shove those Woodhouse down your throats. And then Biolog said, Jamie, fail. Lee Hardy says, aggressive much? And then Greg says, I think he's just aggressive enough. And then Lee Russell says, drink aggressively or do not drink. I think I should write that on a T-shirt. And then Lee said a life lesson. And then Lee Russell said, when does Gay Pride Month happen? And then I wrote, about 4.6 billion years ago. And then Greg said, every day is Gay Pride Month.
Gay Pride.
Oh, Gay Pride.
God. Only we get that. People just tuning in here for the first time won't. He is drinking in Canada. Well, the channel, the YouTube channel, drinking in Canada.
Formerly known as Beer Guy Reviews. Beer Guy Review.
Beer Guy Reviews. Anyway, so let's bring me front, right, and center. Actually, what are we doing right now? Do we want to? We're not ready to give our final thoughts, so let's just have a chat.
Whoa, we haven't tasted it yet.
Well, that's on you.
Yeah, you should have already cracked that shit open. Greg's probably already on his second beer.
Oh yeah.
My third beer, actually. No, I'm still on this beer, but I had two pre-beers.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Pre-beer. So, if we talk about something, Toronto Maple Leafs.
They suck.
They didn't go through the first round again. And lost.
You're talking about that more than I am, and I'm one wearing a hat.
I know, because it's the Leafs. Doesn't matter who the hell it would have been. Well, maybe whatever.
I have a date of.
Well, did you see the thing that I shared? It's like you really, this is the time of year where you got to go checking in on your Leaf fans, make sure they're all right, they're doing well, they're mentally okay. You know, buy them a cup of coffee, and remind them
or a beer.
Buy them a cup of coffee and remind them it's the only cup they're getting this year.
So we are here,
Toronto fans. We are here for you.
We are here for you.
My candidate is May 14th.
Well, okay, my I'm not, because I'm still watching hockey. Anyway, so what's my canning date on this one? 3/30/2021. So this is
March 30th.
Me is 20th of April. 20th of April.
Greg, what's yours? What's the date on yours? We all have 3 different dates.
21 April 21.
Is that the same as yours?
2021.
Raider?
Mine was 20th. He was a day later.
Oh, so
day younger.
It's probably same batch then.
Probably.
So we got 3 different batches.
According to this, they used 5 different varieties of hops in this beer, but I couldn't find anywhere what they were.
They would all be boring ones.
I think
I mean, like, not even like really
big pile of C's and maybe Citra or something like that.
You know what though? Like, I get excited for C hops when done right, because when done right, they're great.
Well, it really comes across as having Cascade, at least in this.
Cascade.
Got that kind of like white grapefruit, piney, along with a little bit of juiciness.
You're juicy, Nick.
I imagine when it comes to that kind of like hop profile, and like Ashley's going to get them all.
What a surprise! Ashley gets all the flavor notes.
We're gonna let him go first too, and then and everybody has to follow him up.
No, I have allergies right now. My sniffer's really fucked up.
Your sniffers are you sniffing?
So, what is all of the white cotton, like the fluffy pollen that's like floating around right now? Is that from like? No, it's not dandelion though. It comes from a tree. I don't know which one it is.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about, but no, I don't know what tree it is.
My wife's pretty allergic.
We have some of those up in the Gatineau Hills, and
It's not maple.
Oh, it's like the spruce or some shit.
Anyways, I was out throwing the frisbee with my little one today, and like Ethan's like, it's fucking snowing. He didn't say it's fucking snowing, but you get the idea.
Wow. It's like fucking snowing, kid.
I'm like, yeah, fuck.
kid?
Snow.
No, he didn't say that, but he's like, it's like snowing. I'm like, oh yeah, these are seeds, and I was like, it's like I'm congested, so Anyway.
What's your kid's name? How old is the kid?
Oh, he's 5.
He's old enough to learn some swear words. He's old enough to learn some swear words.
Anyways, are there any more comments at all?
School anyway.
No comments. Only the 3. No, there's 3 new ones. Every day is Geek Pride Month, and then the Western Canadian Review said the date in May is. Oh wait, I don't have one. And then Lee Hardy said, "Neither do I." Sad face. Then Lee said, "I hunted all the stores and nothing." Well, I'm wondering if she caught an animal and put it on her wall. She was hunting. And Lee says, "Oh," and then the Western Canadian Reviewer says, "I'm too broke to buy beer." And then Lee Russell said, "Ashley's foul-mouthed children needs to be a card."
Whoa!
that probably would be a funny card. As long as they're not mentioned by name or anything like that, like that's fine. As long as there's no name names.
It's like swearing at Ashley's kids or something like that.
What if we make up names for them, like Billy Sexton and Sally?
No, they can never have no names.
All right, Billy Sexton.
Oh, Billy,
That's
that
weird.
troublemaker.
Wow, sexy leg cleavage there, Greg.
Oh yeah, you really zoom in. It's like a little hairy, like a little.
It looks like a chicken wing.
Look, oh yeah.
That's gross, man.
It's called clavage, by the way.
You let whoever do whatever you want to that. But,
Yeah. It's giving birth.
Oh dear.
Here we go.
You got 4 little aliens coming out.
All right, so Jamie will make some gifts of that tomorrow.
Yeah, there's gonna be some gifts of that.
All right, so anybody ready to give their thoughts? Might as well. I mean, we're running through this real quickly.
We're only 4.
Yeah, I'm good.
Not?
Yeah, sure.
All right, Ashley, you're up.
Appearance, it's like sort of like an amber. Sort of gives like the idea of like a crystal malt type of idea. The head dissipated pretty quick. I was actually surprised. It sort of, there was a nice head and then it just sort of disappeared pretty quickly. The nose is pretty subtle, I find. It's not really an aggressive nose. It's more floral, touch of pine, but like it's a little bit more muted than I was sort of expecting. It is bitter. It's very like citrus peel bitter. Not so much piney bitter for me, I find.
Like orange zest kind of.
Yeah, it's citrus oil bitter, if that makes any sense. But there's not much of a malt characteristic to it. It's like very much just like a base malt with a little bit of crystal. There's probably a few other things in there too that I'm missing, obviously. But considering that they said that there's like 5 hops in here and like nothing's really popping out at me, it's sort of just like, yeah, And you said it's probably just like boring sea hops and stuff like that. But you know what? Like when sea hops, like your Cascade Chinook, Centennial, cluster, whatever. I mean, when they're showcase properties, they pop.
Cluster.
Like cluster. That's primarily like
cluster fuck hops.
Yeah,
like that shit cluster you said.
I use that in when I make cream ales, but whatever. Fuck, it doesn't matter. Like when done well, like you can, those hops pop and you can get those flavors. This is just sort of boring and drab. It's just sort of blah. It's very muted. It is bitter. So I mean, if you're looking for more of a bitter versus like the soft, fluffy IPA, this would be a good option. It's nothing crazy, but I guess it'll get the job done. 6%. It's not really a great beer. And it's funny that on every single can, regardless of the style or whatever it is, they call it's like the style and then beer. So this is IPA beer. They have APA beer. They have stout beer. They probably have lager beer.
Well, because
it's the most redundant. It's the most redundant label. It's
you might think it's a red wine or a vodka.
I like it.
Well, you think of it when they call it IPA. IPA has ale in the abbreviation, so they're already calling it ale. Basically,
ale is a beer. Anyways, so style 6.5. Personal preference 6.
Wow! Holy shit! That was 6.5 for style, 6 for overall.
Yeah.
All right, let's go over to Radlar.
Okay. All right. It's not a solid IPA like most of them coming out nowadays, or like most breweries have a good one, like Ligabays and others. But I would think this one is still smooth going in, even though it has all those hops in it, blah blah blah. Like Schlesinger said, there's not a lot of like taste to it. It doesn't hit you like a lot of IPAs do nowadays. But I think it would actually be, and I still find it tasty enough. I think it would be a good intermediate beer for like someone who's like drank macro all his life and then starting to go into like craft breweries. This would be like a good second batch of beers to go into craft brewery. You know, like when you start with like a 5% lager from whatever, and then if you want to go into IPAs, sometimes you give an IPA to someone who's never had an IPA. It's usually something that has like 7% and it's really citrusy and they don't like it right away. I think this would be a good one to start it off towards other better IPAs, I think. Because it like the smell is not really piney or anything or really citrusy, so they'll probably smell this and go like, well, it doesn't smell coarse or harsh or like, whatever macro beer people talk like. But no, I think this is a good intro beer for someone who's starting like in the first phases of micro brewery ale life.
Drinking.
Yes. Yes. Oh, and yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say something, but I don't want to say it.
Okay.
Nothing. Miley Cyrus has a nice spinner body and fuck Lindsay Lohan.
Wow.
Did you give your ratings to Radar?
Oh. Style 7, taste 7.1. I'm still giving it high enough.
7.1. I love it.
Well, you did 6.9.
Huh?
You did 6. You did 6.9.
No, I didn't.
That's how you did.
No, nobody did. Nobody did.
Greg got a 6.5 and a 6.
Yeah, 6.
You're the only second to go.
Yeah, Ash is an adult. He rates on 20 points. Yeah.
All right.
Yes. Quarter point.
Odd numbers.
All right, Greg.
20 points. Yeah.
Greg. Greg.
Okay, so actually, while Radar was blathering on, Radar mentioned it might be a good gateway IPA. So I actually had my wife try it. And yeah, actually, she said, and my wife, lager drinker for life, she said this is not offensive. So for her, that's like a 10 out of 10.
Good form.
So yes, this is good. I actually really like this. It's first of all, it's not New England style, so automatic that's plus 2 points for me. Because fuck that style. Like I say, I don't want a fucking fruit punch every time I have an IPA.
That's true.
So I do get a nice amount of pine. I get you get a little bit of fruit and shit from this. Not a lot, but like a titch. I do get quite a bit of malt from this. Sort of almost has like a little bit of just a tad bit of like an English IPA to it, just a tad. Or I guess a bit of an earthiness. I really like this. To me, it's really smooth. It's 6%, so it's not going to get you completely annihilated too quickly. I could definitely drink a few of these and enjoy them. And that's what it's all about. I mean, it's nice, refreshing. I think if we were at a time where there was a lot more regular IPAs coming out to try, I might be a little harder on this beer. But I quite like this, so I'm gonna be the high guy tonight. I am gonna give it for a style of IPA. Maybe give it an 8. And my own personal enjoyment, I'm going to go. I'm going to go 8.5. I'm quite enjoying this beer.
Wow. Holy shit, Greg.
But yeah, I'm going to be the one to bring the scores up for once.
It's like fucking upside down neck. Well, no, not really.
I mean, we're all within 2 points.
It's a good wave of scores, though. This is good.
Yeah. Good spread. All right. All right. So my
redneck.
who are you calling a redneck?
Spreadneck.
I heard redneck.
No, Nick.
My neck ain't red.
You're just a redneck, not a redneck.
Anyway, moving right along. So I thought, okay, has a golden amber kind of appearance. Sudsy, a little sudsy. It's got some decent lacing. You can see there on the glass. Nice. When you smell it, it's like a kind of got a floral grapefruit aroma and a little bit of hint of something that's almost like pineapple, but not quite. It's almost like if you were to told that there was pineapple in the beer, you'd believe it. The taste up front when it's pretty cold, it's got this like big pine resin, pithy white grapefruit flavor that's kind of almost like with a strong. The hops are strong enough where it's almost like a numbingness that you get from the hop profile. As it warms up, like it's mildly sweet, and as it warms up, some more of the fruity flavors come out, like the passion fruit and the what's the other one? I wrote it down. Apricot. So like stone fruits, and a little bits of that poking up underneath. Other than that, soft body, light finish, but when it comes to other like West Coast IPAs, it doesn't really finish as clean as I want, and that's probably because it looks like it's unfiltered, so that might have something to do with it. It comes out a little bit softer and creamier as well in the palate, and it takes away from the finish. But you know what? I digress. It's still a pretty friggin' tasty IPA. The sweetness has kind of got this like a biscuity malt kind of character to it, but it's very faint and buried underneath the kind of like the grapefruit resin. Yeah, I do agree it's a gateway IPA because it always comes across as what the fuck's going on?
What is your computer doing? It's like
all right. Anyway, he's still doing it too. He doesn't know he's muted. Anyway, so moving around. Yeah, I do agree. It's kind of a gateway beer. As far as 55 IBUs, I don't really feel like that. I mean, it probably is, but the way it's made, it comes off as something a little bit milder than like somewhere in the 35 range. Like if you want to get somebody into drinking IPAs, it's a good starting point. Maybe let it warm up first. So for me, I'm going to give it 7 for style, 7 for overall enjoyment. And that's me. All right.
I'm sorry. What were the scores?
Oh,
sorry. I was like catching up on the chat. My God.
Well, I gave it 7 for style, 7 for overall. And I haven't done the math yet. So
that's fair enough.
All right. I will do the math now while people talk.
Radar, did you want to read the appropriate chats?
Yeah, sure. Okay, let's see here. Then Ashley's foul-mouthed children needs to be a guard. And then Lee Russell said Nigina, or it's Kenigina, either or.
Nigina?
Yeah, Nigina. And Western Canadian reviewer Dan, the man with the big banana. Citrus oil? Oh, that's new. And then Lee Hardy said Nigina's sexy. And then she said popping hops. Basement Jeff, did Radar give props to Lake of Bays? Yeah, I did, actually. They got good beers. And Jeff said tilts head like a dog. And then raining on your parade said that can is uglier than my mom. And then Jeff said a bit of fruit and shit. Greg, 9 out of 10. Pabrew News is here. Paul Inbred Hicks. Lee said hi, Paul, and that is all.
Inbred hits.
Oh, then Lee just rating on parade said, Lee, I don't think Paul was talking about you.
I think he's talking about my redneck comment that I made there.
Redneck.
Redneck?
Yeah.
Did somebody actually say that?
No, I just said it.
All right, so full screen ahead. Oh, like sex. Frig off. Okay, so we are ready to present us the final scores, which are style 7.1 overall.
Okay.
The 7.2, not bad for a beer with a can that looks like it's made of toothpaste. Yeah, it looks like mint toothpaste, doesn't it? It's like
It does.
Mint toothpaste color.
You know what? If I would give Woodhouse a recommendation, and this is from someone who knows nothing about the industry, would be just like update the graphics on the can, sort of change a little bit, let people know that you've changed if you have in fact moved on to like from contract into your own facility, like differentiate a little bit, just because. And it's just like as well as they do all their beers to like style, it's just sort of like you gotta add a little bit.
The can
but don't do a sour.
Basic.
There's way too many sours in the LC bill right now.
Can art's a little basic, yeah.
I love, to be honest with you, I love that style because it's really like it's because like macros really have like the bubbles on the sides. This is pure craft beer. That's what it shows to me. This is pure craft beer. And Woodhouse, there's a log on it. To me, that's actually not bad.
Look at Lady Lee's comment there. It's an old school kitchen appliance color. Yeah, growing up, my parents had a stove.
60s fridge.
Growing up, my parents had a fridge and stove that had that color.
Yeah.
All right, so let's stop sharing here, and I'll let Radlar continue.
Okay. The Lee Russell said, "What's next week's beer?" And then Lee Hardy said, "I do like the color of the can. It's an old school kitchen appliance color." And then it looks fine. And rating on your parade said, "The can stands out anyways." It does. I like it. I don't want it to change actually. I want it to stay like it is, and then when the day comes that nobody will drink macro breweries, and then this will be the most popular beer. Yeah.
All right. So the magic question has been asked. So we're going to answer next week. We're going to do a BYOB episode, which is going to be all about gozes.
Okay.
We're going to do gozes. Goslar, Germany. Where BA 101's about to get salty.
Oh dear.
Oh. Alrighty. So, wow, that was actually a really quick episode of BA 101.
Yeah, only 3 minutes.
It's perfect. It finished right before 9 o'clock, as it should. This should be a 35-minute show.
Who's the bastard who muted me?
Well, the one that was annoyed over you going the whole time. We're wondering why this show got so unprofessional all of a sudden.
Your online notifications were unbearable.
Oh, okay. I was doing that. Okay.
Your brain might be tuning that out, but we're not.
Yeah, I don't even notice that shit.
Like, how many swingers do you know to like chat and like?
Most
how many swingers?
Most of them are from fucking you guys. Like, I thought it was like a motorcycle.
Oh, because you got like the BA 101 Facebook chat on high. Because there was a lot of shit that was posted. Like,
yeah, no, I have the sound on. I like to know every time there's a Facebook notification. Especially when you guys are fucking like doing it 1,000 times trying to wake me up at night.
Hey, that was 4 years ago, okay?
No. This was like a week ago and I fell asleep.
Oh, really?
Last like two nights in a row.
Yeah, you guys probably fell because it didn't wake me up. But
anyways, moving on. What's next week's beer? Oh, Gozas. Okay, let's wrap it up.
Nick, you have to post some of the review of you and I reviewing Salty Piss. That was epic. Nick,
Greg, are you still there, dude?
I'm still there. Can you see me?
Okay. Is Nick still there?
Sorry, we're dealing with a particularly gross comment that has to be dealt with.
Oh yes, absolutely. You know, I got it. But
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to take this episode offline here. So, all right, I want to thank everybody for watching. Paul, nice to see you again. Lee Russell.
Wait, Paul was
and
Paper News.
Radar.
Paul.
I
Paul.
said him
Paul was
earlier.
in the chat.
Sorry, I missed you.
Oh, and Jamie was there too. So
Yeah,
I was reading other stuff.
Jeff.
all right, we'll talk to you guys later.
Cheers.
Yay! Peace
Peace out.